Today I have a very special video. I have some new dragons. What's up, YouTube? In the last video, or the video before that, I mentioned that I was getting new dragons. Well, I got new dragons. Let's run through them. I got a lot of dragons. I'm not going to take too much time going and explaining everything before the dragons. So let's just get into the dragons, and I'll explain everything during the dragons that I show. So first, let's just go through this photo box. Let's just do that. First, we'll start off with the dragons that I produced, that I got back. This here is, why is it stuck on focusing? All right, this here is, what did I name her? This is Harmonia, something like that. I found the name online. It's one of the daughters of Aries and Aphrodite, which is her parents. Her parents are Aries and Aphrodite. I don't have Aries anymore, but I do have Aphrodite. She is going to be doing her last season here with me, and then I haven't decided if she's going to stay as a pet or not. But this is Harmonia, and she is a hypo leather het trans Wiblets. So she is not the most colorful Wiblets, but I know the clutches that she came from were extremely colorful. I have some that I've taken off in terms of color, and then this one, really all she had is her head going for her in terms of color. But she is here. She looks great. Now, I don't know what I'm going to pair with her because she is a leatherback, and my males, except for one, are leatherback. So maybe I'll pair her to a yellow genetic stripe male and figure out what I'm going to do, because yellow Wiblets aren't that common. People are going for high colored orange Wiblets now, and that's maybe something that I'll continue working on, is trying to create more yellow Wiblets. But they aren't that common and they aren't that popular, so maybe if I work on them hard enough, maybe they'll get more popular. We'll see what happens, but that's what we have here. Let's go to the next one that I produced. Now this guy is a little mean, I'll say. Come on, chillax. Yeah, he hates me. Look at him. But he's here. This is a citrus dunner. So he's a hypo citrus dunner. Has some bit of a tiger in there, so you can see all the blue coming out of him. And he's also 66% het Wiblets. So if dude, chill out. If I prove him for Wiblets, then that'll be another thing adding to the Wiblets projects. You know, it's funny because I remember I don't know if it was a video or if on a podcast or something, I was talking about how all the Wiblets I had are gone. And somehow the universe has granted me a bunch of Wiblets, or het Wiblets, or possible het Wiblet stuff. So that's a little crazy to me, but this is a super mean hypo dunner het trans, 66% het Wiblets. This is a brother to the one I just showed. He is a citrus, and I decided his name is going to be Deimos, which is another offspring of Aries and Aphrodite. So his name is obviously very close to the D-E-M-O-N. I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want him to be that mean, okay? But, man, it's crazy. He's mean. That's the meanest dragon I've ever seen in my life. Look at him. He's still going at it. I'm probably like 3 or 4 feet away from him talking, because I know every time I get close to him, he tries to bite me. So it is what it is. Just a little bit of work. Eventually that'll go away. Hopefully. Hopefully it goes away. But let's show you some more dragons that I produced that have came back to me. The other dragon I was trying to show is sleeping, and I don't want to bother her, so I'm going to post a picture of her while I talk. And this is Dalia. I don't know if you guys remember Dalia, but she was produced last year, and I actually held her back all the way until, like, I want to say November or something like that. And eventually I sold her because I needed money for this building. And because of that, I always regretted it, because I never wanted really to sell her. And now I have her back because she is amazing, and I'm glad to have her back. So there's that. And she is a hypotrans leather Dunner Tiger genetic stripe, no hets, and she will be paired to Yarrow, which is the hypo yellow genetic stripe male I have, and he is also het trans, I think, possible het trans. Possible het trans. So if he proves out het trans, then I will possibly get some thunderbolts out of it. We'll see what happens. So this is a dragon that I did not produce. I don't know who produced her, but I got her in a group of multiple dragons. She is Flo. Flo is a hypo leather genetic stripe het translucent female. She's like a red orange, but she has produced some nice red babies. So Flo, she came from New York bearded dragons. So this is, I don't know if you guys recall, a few months ago I talked about my friend in New York that had passed away, and I shared his wife's GoFundMe and everything. Well, she couldn't. She was having not a hard time per se, but dealing with as many dragons as he had. So she did have to get rid of some dragons to just level it out and make it easier on her. And I'm so grateful that I was the one she trusted with some of these dragons, because they are amazing. They were very well taken care of. I didn't doubt it at all, but very well taken care of. Very good looking, very good structure looking bearded dragons. And that's something that I really strive for, is for structure, because we have some dragons that don't look very good right now, and that's all structure related. So Flo, I also got some of her offspring, and I also got the male that she was paired to, two males that she was paired to last year. One at the beginning of the season, one at the end of the season. So it's been a process. You can see she has a gnat on her, because I have gnats in here again. I'm gonna have to get rid of them once again. That's always fun. And let's go look at the males that I got, and then I'll show you some random pictures of some offsprings that I think look really good. And let's go look at the males. So I was just talking about how people like high colored wiblets now. Here's one. Here's an example of one. Burnt orange. He also is shedding, so that could also be another reason why his color is so dark. But burnt orange. That's what he is. So this guy, his name is Mercules. His name is Mercules. That's the name they had on him. I kept all the names. I wasn't too worried about it. So Mercules here is a hypo wiblets, high colored wiblets. I'm not too sure if he's het translucent or a possible het translucent. So Mercules, what we gonna do with you, man? Who we gonna pair you to? That is the question. As of right now, I have no one. Maybe Flo. Maybe I'll pair you to Flo, make some high colored wiblet or het wiblets. But as of right now, that's the only thing I can think of. So, Mercules, let's go put you back and go get somebody else. Next, we have this dude here. This dude is a hypo translucent Dunner genetic stripe het wiblets. He ain't going nowhere. This is one of the males that I decided he has to stay because of the het wiblets. I don't have any het wiblets that are genetic stripe, and I think that would actually look pretty good. So I'm actually going to pair him to Sarah's body, because she's possible het wiblets, and I still need to prove her out. But the male that I have left is a het wiro that is het wiblets, and obviously I can't pair Sarah's body to that, because Sarah's body is a 0 possible het wiblet. So there is going to be some back and forth there, debating whether I should pair Sarah's body to this male now that I have him, or if I should pair her to Zeus, which is a hypotrans leatherback thunderbolt. But I can get genetic stripes out of this male too, so it's just a matter of what do I decide to do. Do I try to prove out the wiblets? I think that's probably what I'm doing. That's what I'm leaning towards. We'll see what happens. But this is Duke. This is one of the males that Flo was paired to, and I'll show you one male that is an offspring from Duke and Flo, and that is going to be, this here is Fluke. Fluke is from Flo and Duke, so that's where the name came from. Um, I'm not original. I was just like, hey, the parents' name is Flo and Duke. I'm just gonna call this guy Fluke because Fluke is a fluke is like, you know, some random luck or something that essentially happens. And like I said, it was just random. I don't know how I came to get all these dragons just in this short span of time. And I appreciate everything, you know, grateful and everything, but it's just a fluke to me. Like, it's never going to happen again where I get so many dragons back that I owned and that I produced, as well as other dragons that I have never owned, obviously, because it's just crazy. I don't know how else to explain what I'm feeling because it's just so many things that are amazing. So I very am I can't even get the words out. I am very appreciative to everything. This guy here is a hypotrans leatherback dunner, genetic stripe, 50% het wiblets. I will try to prove out the wiblets in him before I pair him to anything. So what I'm trying to find, and this is another thing that I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to find a wiblets or het wiblets female that's a genetic stripe, because if I can get some thunderbolts out of it, that's cool. So, Fluke, what up, my dude? He also is orange. He took a lot of the mom's color, so that's pretty good there, too. All right. Then I also have this dude. This is Nacho. Nacho is a 50% red monster, male, hypo. As far as I can tell, I don't have any of the offsprings that are visual translucent. So he could be possible het translucent or het translucent. I don't know. I didn't get all the offspring, so I'll have to look back and see if he is het translucent or not. But this is a 50% RM male. Looks pretty good, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing is he has a yellowish head, and if I recall correctly, I know who this dragon came from. And there were somebody that were breeding red monsters to like citrus dragons and red dragons and all kinds of dragons just to create a bunch of 50% red monsters. So as far as his body goes, really nice coloration, but his head has that yellow, pale yellow color to him. But other than that, he has really nice coloration. So I don't know. If I can, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep him. I don't want to keep everything, but I think I like him enough to keep him. The only thing I'll probably sell is the babies that I got, because obviously I don't need a bunch of babies. This guy's good though. 50% RM. Like I said, I'm not into red monsters, but 50% is not too bad. And as long as I can find him a nice red that is not RM, I'll be happy with it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what I can find. And all right, I think I only have one dragon left to show. This dragon here is baffling to me. It's baffling to me because I don't know what he is. He's not a visual hypo. He's not a visual translucent. And his color is gone. All he has is head color. So, not too sure. I think, so this dragon here was purchased at an expo, I think, and the genetics are lost. And possibly red monster bloodline, not too sure. But there is something new out there, and I'm not sure if this is it or if this is just a fluke. But this is a leatherback. That's all I know. And he has missing color all through his body, except for his head. And if I bring him close to you, he does have some areas, and he just jumped out of my hand. He does have some areas where his color is popping out, like the tail, the tip of the tail has some color. Right here on the sides has a little bit of color. And I'm thinking either he is a paradox of some sort, or he is a chroma. And what is a chroma? I guess I'll have to make a video about that. But chroma essentially is a bearded dragon that the scale starts turning white, kind of like you can see. Chill out, bro. Oh, that's a good angle, actually. Start turning white, kind of like you can see there, where all of his back has white scales. His legs have white scales. Stop moving. I'm trying to get a video of you. His legs have white scales. And so that's what happens with chroma. I think there's also something called whiteout that might be something similar to it. Not really sure entirely of what it is. So, because whiteout was, I heard about it for a little bit and then I kind of stopped hearing about it. But chroma's coming around and people are dealing with it. So it's usually the head is colored, and the rest of the body is white scales with some coloration underneath the scales. So crazy, unreal. We'll have to make a video about some upcoming morphs and bearded dragons and see what we can find out. But other than that, this video is done. If you made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put out in the future. As always, peace.